had a goal to lose the 90 pounds in 6 months. I was gonna fucking do it. There's a reason I got "fuck you" written from elbow to shoulder on the inside of my arm. I was 450. Didn't care if I woke up in the morning.
If you're big, that's okay. Just be happy. Okay, well, happiness isn't gonna get you through a heart attack.
What did you tell her? You could get her along the road.
You're creating habits that are gonna be generational.
Cleaning up your kid's vomit is the most disgusting thing in the world.
Right.
Maybe now comfort food has just become so easily accessible through fast food. How much has exercising cleared up your mental health?
The night he passed, I was at 304. And our overall goal was 100 pounds. I told myself before he goes in the ground, I'm getting those 4 pounds.
Welcome, dude.
Thank
First episode here at the house.
Yes, sir.
I've been doing them on Zoom, which we could have easily done. I thought about working out and stuff like that, but I mean, we can, but you're also so much stronger than me. And like basically every area, I wouldn't even I was like, I wonder, could we do like the push-ups stuff I like to do, the body weight stuff? I could have you do like some of that might be kind of fun.
Yeah, I got about halfway here and then I thought to myself, crap, I forgot to bring shorts.
What size are you?
Like a 3X.
Dude, you're looking still very good.
I had a goal to lose the 90 pounds in 6 months. I was gonna fucking do it. I had, at the time, I had Chris, I had you, I had the team, I had Charlie Zamora, I had Dan, I had all these people in Elk Grove and Sacramento that were on my side. And that's one thing that I cannot stress enough is that if you are looking for help, it's there. Don't try to do it on your own. Because there were times where I'm like, I can't do it. And the only thing that kept me going was that they were on my side. I couldn't let them down. It's a bad way to look. Because at the end of the day, you kind of don't feel like you're doing it for you, you're doing it for other people. But that's what I needed. And I knew that's what I needed. I also learned a lot in the last 2 years that, I hate to admit it, I operate better out of spite. And for a while, I was only working out to spite other people. I wasn't good enough for them. So I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna make sure next time they see me, they realize they fucked up.
Getting your revenge body?
Kind of, yeah. And halfway through that journey, I saw a post on Instagram that was like, never do it out of spite, never do it out of hatred. Because that only leads to more spite and hatred. And I saw that and I thought, I wouldn't have it any other way, because for me, and this is just for me, if it helps someone else, that's great. Don't attack it like I did if it doesn't work for you. But in my mind, I thought to myself, yeah, I'm doing it out of spite, I'm doing it out of hatred, but I'm also getting what I wanted as well. If that's what it took for me to get there, there's a reason I got "fuck you" written from elbow to shoulder on the inside of my arm, because it's out of spite and hatred. You see me at the gym and you want to judge me for what I'm doing there. I know now that's not the case. That's what I thought back then. I'm gonna go do some fucking Christ curls in the cable machine and have it on full display. And it is a hard way to look at it, because it ends up, you do go to bed spiteful and angry a lot, but you'll wake up with a smile. I thought to myself for the longest time, I like to throw my headphones in, I like to be by myself in the gym and do me. It didn't work for me. I had to find other people, so I found Charlie. And this is February 8th, 2 years ago.
Right.
Charlie, it was, I'll probably get emotional here. I was walking through work and he's got a contract with my employer, and it was just a, hey, how's it going? That broke me. I was 450, didn't care if I woke up in the morning, and I just fucking broke with him. I said, not well. And started to cry a little bit and told him, depressed, fat, lazy, nothing I can do about it. I've tried, nothing more. He goes, you got two options. Be at the gym on Monday, which is free for you, or go to jiu-jitsu. It's gonna cost you money. I'll be there on Monday. Showed up, and It's a CrossFit gym, and I talked shit on CrossFit for so long, years and years and years. Day one, it felt like family. Everyone was just loving, supporting, do what you can do, don't go outside your limits. We just want to get you in, get you comfortable. And that was the first time I'd experienced community in a gym sense. And then the next day, I find myself going to work, loading up my bag, gym clothes for after work. And I was there Monday through Friday, every day, 5:30 to 6:30. After about a month, Charlie goes, "What do you do on the weekends?" I go, "Usually nothing, just kind of relax because I'm still hurt because I've only been going to the gym for a month. All that lactic acid's still getting lost, so like I'm hurt every day." And he goes, Go to super training Saturday morning. Smokey knows you're coming." I was like, okay. So sure enough, day one I was late. Fortunately, so was Smokey. And that was when it branched out even further. And the first day that I met Chris. And yeah, moving forward, if it wasn't for Chris, with the diet, I probably wouldn't have lost that 90 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I don't think I could do it again. I don't think I could do that diet, the carnivore diet, for 90 days or for 6 months and lose that weight. I think the farthest I've got recently was a month until I broke. There were some things I still needed to learn on it, like how to travel. Because at that time I wasn't traveling, I wasn't doing anything. I was work, gym, sleep, meal prep. That's it. So now I need to like learn, if I do it again, how to do it on the road, but I'm also at the point where I'm like, probably thinking about what you're trying, of like mixing in the clean carbs, eating a balanced diet rather than just this meat, and doing like the bro science stuff of doing the full well-rounded diet and creating a good tract in my intestines that can make sure it's clean and all the nutrition get absorbed properly, so that I can go through it again properly. Maybe not lose it as fast, but it's going to be a steady weight loss. So that's kind of where I'm at now, because like I said, I've lost that 100 pounds and I've gained probably about 40 of it back, 30 of it back. So I'm sitting at about 480, 470 right now. Haven't gotten in a scale in a long time, just because I don't.
What's your weight right now?
Probably between 470 and 480.
You weigh 480 right now?
Right around there, yeah.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, 380, 370 to 380.
I was wondering.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you for correcting me.
That's fine.
And then with super training closed, I did have a long break from the gym, longer than I would have liked to admit.
Yeah.
But I felt myself losing the passion for the gym. So right now, that's all I'm focusing on. Finding that love for the gym again. I'm in the gym Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I take it Wednesdays off. I've decided I'm just going to take one day a week off. But I'm finding the love for the gym again. It's slowly getting back there. Once I get that, then we're going to focus on tweaking the diet.
Well, that's what Mark always says. He always says, you can't give up both.
Right.
You got to hold on to one or the other.
Yeah.
Because when you give up both, that's when you drown.
Yeah.
That's when you go under.
6 years ago, I was working with a life coach, Jed Green, in Lodi, and he was more bodybuilder style.
Mm-hmm.
And over the course of about a year and a half, we lost 100 pounds from 300 to 299.
So you've had big weight loss pushes before.
Yes, that was a longer term though, which was almost nicer because it took longer to put it back on as well.
See, okay. So this brings up something. I mean, I'm not smart enough to say I know what's right or wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just barely smart enough to be able to identify I'm really not that smart. So like, I don't feel like well placed to tell other people like what they should or shouldn't do, especially because, you know, I'm fucking huge and old and but this is like this obsession with just blasting it off that we have as a society, like this diet culture that we have all adopted.
In that aspect, I do think that a lot of it has to do with like social media. Even before social media, when you see like Jenny Craig putting out her commercials of like, this is what this person looks like then, and this is what they look like now.
Yes.
You see that instant change. And so people become obsessed over the instant change.
I want you to think of like, you said it. I didn't put it back on as fast. Like, I think as a culture, we're really learning how to like lose weight quickly, but we have no idea what to do next.
Right.
How do I like maintain this, or how do I talked to Mark about like you're esteeming to have what I would call high days.
Yeah.
5 days a week. Or 6 days a week, right? High day, 6 day a week, a low day, 1 day a week. And I told Mark for the longest, a low day meant watch a couple podcasts, maybe play video games for a couple hours, do a load or two of laundry, and eat all the pizza, right? Just eat all the pizza on a low day because that's fun, and I want to have fun on a low day. How do I have low days that are not destructive, diet-wise? Like this whole idea of like why be so destructive with the diet on an off day? Or I've even like tried to not say off anymore. I'm just trying to say high days and low days.
Yeah.
Meaning high days, high energy output days, and low energy output days, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes my feet, my knees, my hips, my back need to take a low energy output day. I just need to. But why is it that those seem to be the days I eat the most calories? Like that makes no sense. Do you deal with that also?
I do. I think it's just based on the fact that I do so much driving to and from the gym, on top of the gym itself, that it takes up a long portion of my day. Like I was saying, on the weekend, that's 5 hours of my day that are
gone.
Just because I'm going to the gym. Between travel and the gym itself, it's about 5 hours. So it's 5 hours a day I'm not eating. And so I'm also one of those people that I have no problem fasting. So on those, as you call them, low days, I'll maybe eat one meal. It'll be a big meal, but it'll just be the one meal. I won't eat breakfast. I'm usually not a big breakfast person because I prefer sleep over eating.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just gotta grind through falling asleep and just have a big lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And so I try to keep that in mind when those low days come on the Wednesday. Hey, just eat lunch, call it good for the rest of the day. Fill up on water or diet sodas if I need to.
What was the diet like when you were putting weight on?
Like before the 450.
Yeah.
Literally wake up, stop at Jack in the Box, McDonald's on the way to work, go to work, eat out, go get a pizza at lunch, go to 7-Eleven, because 7-Eleven has surprisingly good pizza. But it was just like go eat crap all day.
All day.
And I had a somewhat physical job, but it wasn't hardcore like a construction worker.
Sure.
I wasn't stuck in a desk all day.
Sure.
And it was just I'd come home and I'd throw on YouTube, Twitch, or whatever, throw on a podcast and just do nothing. So I was sedentary all day, except for the few times at work I'd move, and just eating crap all day. Just kind of giving up on life, didn't have a reason to live.
So is that like the biggest difference right now? Is you're just not eating fast food all day long right now?
Right.
How did that change when you started this big push when Chris put you on the carnivore diet? How did that change for you?
He made some recommendations, one of them being the Ninja Foodie, and getting that, and when I finally moved out on my own, I learned, like I can go on the internet and I can learn these things myself, and I'm actually having a good time in the kitchen now. And so I had some extra time. I wasn't in the gym every day at this point yet. And so I'm like, I kind of enjoy cooking. I like having throw the TV up over there and I can just fool around and see what tastes good, see what I like, and then I can make things specific to me. And then my roommate, I'd just start making things for him, see how he liked it, and have friends over, cook for them. And I was like, I didn't know I enjoyed being in the gym or in the kitchen so much.
I don't want to say it's just because you're young, because then maybe that might be a little naive on my part. But you haven't dealt with much injuries though, right?
I've been very fortunate in that aspect. Because I talk to the other guys who are close to my age and they're like, yeah, everything hurts, everything pops. I'm getting there now, but...
How old are you?
31.
Okay. Yeah, dude, you're a babe, bro. You really are. Still on tank status.
Yeah.
Still on tank status.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being on tank status.
Oh yeah.
The knees could just take anything.
Yeah.
The feet could take anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did notice something recently though. I had sprained my ankle, and this was 2 months ago, and I've noticed I've lost mobility. So I gotta see Oscar again but seeing Oscar to get it worked on and trying to get that mobility back, because now when I squat, I'm losing range of motion in that ankle, or it's getting pain there. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna kind of baby this, but I don't know how much I can baby it, because like I've never been that kind of hurt before. So it's a learning experience for me of learning, okay, I need to do these stretches every night. I need to do these stretches before workout. I need to do these stretches after workout. Trying to get that mobility back.
I got a couple wedges, dude. These help. Sometimes I'll just sit at the chair.
Yeah.
I'll just sit here and because you know when you're big and fat and your balance is always sus and question, it's hard. It's incredible. Like I'm like a geriatric patient. I can get so much utility from just using a chair to stretch sometimes.
Right.
Because I can get my ass low.
Yeah.
In a chair better than if I wasn't in a chair, to be honest with you. And then I'm just trying really hard to, because I have horrible ankle rotation.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just really trying to like get over it and just get that ankle to want to go, get that tendon to want to release, dude. It's tough. So try that.
John actually showed me one that I love. You got posts on the squat rack.
Yeah.
And you kind of, my toe on the right side is about that far away from it. And basically you just take your toe.
Check that in a little. Just get over it. Just get your knee over it. See that?
Yeah. And so that's basically what it is. Like I'm standing there, but like I'm leaning forward and just trying to get my knee to touch the bar. On this leg, I'm like this far back and I'm able to get that knee to the bar with my heel staying on the ground. But just doing that.
Oh, so it's immeasurable. You can really see how far you can get. Oh,
so like,
smart.
I know it'll be off camera, but you'll be able to see it.
No, it's okay. We can just flip it this way. Boom, boom, boom.
I probably get underneath this. So like here, I don't know how well you can see I am away from that post. And John just says, put the knee into
Oh, that's a really good idea.
So now I'm standing.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Honestly, that was probably a really good placement because I don't know if I could go any further back. So like if I come back here and try and get under it.
John was nothing ever but just a sweetheart to me.
Yeah.
So now that you're taking your third swing to drop 100 pounds, right? Do you think anger and revenge is that still the gas?
No. I think this one's going to be more introspective of we're doing this for me. We're doing this one thing at a time. But I can't ever let that anger and aggression go because in powerlifting, there are people that can lift happily and people that need to get in a headspace.
What's it been like having like a genuine mentor for this part of your life?
That's been the most crucial part is I know Charlie would put his life on the line for me just like I would do for him. Him and his family have been just beyond angels at this point to me, and there's nothing I can do to repay them. He literally saved my life. Because I fully believe that if he had not asked, how are you doing on that day, either my diet or my mental health would have taken me out of this world by now. I don't think I'd be sitting here. But all it took was, hey, how are you doing? And just something in the air was telling me, open up, now's the time. And he was in the middle of teaching a class. And so they were out on a run, and within 7 minutes, a breakdown, a unbreakable bond in 7 minutes, just on that one simple question. He had no idea to ask that question. Just something said, hey, today's the day. And he has been a world of help, whether it's resources or just being there as a friend. He knows my problem with GA, and he goes, hey, I don't know what a sponsor's supposed to do, but anything outside of what a sponsor is supposed to do, he said, I'm there for you. Whatever you need, call me, text me, any day, anytime.
Because you're just the juice of waiting for it to hit to find out if you want or not.
Right.
Yeah, that could get me, dude. I know I could get caught on that.
Yeah.
That's there's some things I just don't even like to touch because I think that could get me. I really do.
So it's been a wild ride.
Been a wild ride, huh?
Oh yeah.
What's it been like to be on HRT for the first time?
I've noticed in the beginning it came at a perfect time because I was losing a lot of motivation, and I'm very symbolic, like the chip for GA. I cherish that thing. It's perfect. But when I take like extracurricular, like the TRT, and start using supplement, I'm like, okay, well, I can't let the supplement fail. The supplement is proven to work every single time. So I'm not going to be the reason it fails.
So you almost rally around it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the last time I dropped 100 pounds. It was, well, I bought all the supplements. I need to use them. And so now I'm financially invested into it on the supplements, on the TRT. So I'm like, okay, financially in it. I need it to work.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be the reason it fails.
Mm-hmm.
Protein, testosterone, it's been proven to work.
Mm-hmm. Do you mind if I ask you some a little heavier questions?
Absolutely, go for it.
How much has exercising cleared up your mental health?
That was the first thing I saw. Wasn't in the body composition or anything like that, or in the strength. The first thing I noticed was I had a reason to wake up in the morning. I had a reason to smile throughout the day. Even at times where I'm the only one in the stadium rooting for myself, I never felt alone. Because as you're going along, you'll meet these people, and this is why I am so big on join a community. Do a CrossFit class. If you don't like it, whatever. Try something else.
Mm-hmm. Who's the first bodybuilder trainer that you had?
Jed.
So when you worked out before, was it in a group environment or was it by yourself?
A lot of it was by myself because a lot of them, he owned the shop. He would always work out with like his team, but I was at work when they would work out.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get it before everyone else gets off work and comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So by that point, he would just be like, hey, work on this today. Here's like a blanket workout plan for you. You can change anything you need. Just make sure you hit like those movements. Here's your diet plan. I got to take off. I got some other things I need to take care of. Okay, great. So it was always like I was in the gym by myself. If I was lucky enough, I would get like my other buddy Ian. He would maybe miss his workouts. We'd say, hey, I'll come with you on this one. Mm-hmm. But I'll never forget the day he passed, the night he passed away. We were just having a conversation. He's like, man, you've been with me for like 2 years now. We get to hit a workout together. He goes, I really want to hit a workout with you. I'm like, I'll never forget it. It's still fresh in my brain. And get the call the next day that he passed in his sleep.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I picked up on that before now.
Yeah, so that's all right. That's I've gone through the grieving process of that, and it's a healthy wound that still, I mean, clearly I'm going to get emotional about it. He was one of the first people that I really felt cared about me, and it's a process. I'm still going to be upset about it, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, but one day I can talk about it. It's a little bit clearer without a little broken voice.
You don't have to worry about broken voice, dude.
No.
What's it been like dealing with his loss?
That was God, I haven't had these tears in a while.
It's okay.
God, I'm a week prior to. The night he passed, I was at 304. And our overall goal was 100 pounds. I told myself before he goes in the ground, I'm getting those 4 pounds.
Mm.
I was 299.7.
That was the first time since middle school I was under 300. Woo. I don't want to say I thought I was over it, but I didn't expect it to hit that hard.
Yeah.
It was like my second father.
Yeah.
So, whew. Yeah, it was an emotional day that day
Yeah.
that he went in the ground.
How was it for you being a heavy kid in high school?
Honestly, it wasn't too bad. It was obviously like what we see now with like the fat acceptance movements and stuff like that, which I would love to do like a fat convention and just own a taco truck like right down the street.
You want to prey on the fatties?
Just like bars, brown alcoholics, gamblers, play on
Very
gamblers.
funny. Just trying to make your way. Just trying to make your place in the world.
Yeah.
Feed fatties.
Yeah.
Fatties still gotta eat, dude.
Right. No, but yeah, having him was like a second father. And with the whole fat acceptance movement, it's like I caught like the beginning of that, so it's like
You mean while you were in school?
yeah. And so I've always been told that I carry my weight very well. I was 375, spot on from first day of freshman to last day of senior. 375 didn't gain, didn't lose.
What about with the ladies? Do you think that being heavy ever got in the way with the ladies?
Oh yeah, I mean of course. It's high school. You're gonna judge a book by its cover.
Mm-hmm.
And if I look fat and lazy, I'm probably fat and lazy.
When I was a kid, I don't know how far and wide this net went, but there was like a whole like mantra of positive feelings when I was in elementary school way back in the 30s. 80s? Yeah. And I guess that was like, probably like positive mindset, stuff like that. I don't know well enough to know how it lines up with all of the other philosophies for kids and stuff, but as far as like you saying you got kind of at the end of this, you start getting the beginning of this body positivity. Was it like the healthy at any size thing, or how would you articulate what it was like in school during that time?
Because like this is like the kind of like when Facebook really started to pop off, and fortunately I didn't have a smartphone until like sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
But social media really started to kick off at that point. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat coming in a few years later. Of just like, you should just be happy with where you're at. You're alive. Yay. Not realizing how deteriorating to your health you're doing. And if you're big, that's okay. Just be happy. Okay, well, happiness isn't going to get you through a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one video I wanted to bring up that it breaks my heart every time I see it, and for two things: the video itself and the comments. There's the video, I'm sure you might have seen it, of the mother who's plating food for her child, and she has pulls out 2 powdered donuts, cuts them in half, and then puts a apple juice pack on it. And then she shows the camera and smiles, and she's a little bigger herself, but it breaks my heart because then you go to the comments of like, oh, CPS needs to come get those kids, and she's killing her kids, and that's kind of one of the issues that I have being bigger. Of you're right, she knows she's not giving her child the healthiest food. Maybe it's all her kid wants to eat, and she's not aware yet of how to attack it. This is also something else that before I go any further, I'm not a father. I don't know what it's like to have a child. But if we also like look at it like, she probably understands it's not great, but she probably doesn't realize how bad it is. So instead of attacking her immediately and probably driving her further down that road of, well, what am I supposed to, and then affecting her mental health, I'm not saying be totally sensitive about it, but be more informative rather than attacking. Especially, a lot of big people are a lot sensitive, very sensitive. Certain things are nice sugar-coated, some other things need to be directed straight up. And so it
What would you tell her if you could get her alone in a room?
Of telling her, understand that there's a balanced diet. I understand you might be busy. Maybe it's just the only thing the kid wants to eat, but you're creating habits that are going to be generational. Because you're going to teach it to her or him, that's whatever the child is, and then that child is going to grow up and do the same thing to their child. You can break that generational curse now, like I'm trying to do, and maybe implement a little bit more. If you want to leave the donuts for now, great. Maybe supplement the apple juice or the applesauce for real apples if she's able to have it, or blend up the real apples yourself. Just find the healthy alternative for part of it for now, so you can lean in those healthier diets for the child.
I'm noticing a lot of these mom pages seem to enjoy trolling for views with putting up these mac and cheese and chicken nugget dinners, and knowing that they're going to just get a lot of hate attention, but they just think, oh, but I had 3,000 views on my reel, and that's really all I care about, so I'm gonna feed my kid the most shit food, and then I mean, when you look at their page and you can see that that's like a thing where they like to show what I'm cooking, and it's like, I don't know exactly which video you're talking about, but I bet you if you look at her post before and you look at her post after, she's still doing the same thing. Yeah. And still loving the attention that she gets from, talking about how she doesn't have enough time and all that stuff. Yeah. Like, I get it, and I will say, I go through different seasons on how much I like to talk about my kids' autism or not. Sometimes I feel like it's really important to contextualize what I'm saying. Other times I feel like it's not fair to them to bring it up if it's not truly necessary. But I have gone through times where my eldest son, I would offer him, like, instead of eating chicken nuggets from McDonald's, I would make him just a chicken breast. Yeah. And cut it into the smallest bite-sized piece and say, eat this. Yeah. And then I would just mad dog him into putting it in his mouth. And I'm talking about him as a 3-year-old, as a 4-year-old. And then he just hold it in his cheek. It just was like, how'd you know that expression? Have I said that to you before? No. Did I make up that expression? I thought that's exactly what I would call it. That's exactly what he would chipmunk it. Yeah. And for like an hour, and eventually vomit. And it's a lot of fun cleaning up your kid's vomit. Yeah. Oh my God. Cleaning up your kid's vomit is the most disgusting thing in the world. There's nothing. I'll take a pee to the face from him back in the day when I used to change his diaper. I don't care how bad the dookie was. Yeah. Every now and then when you have a kid, you get a little, they call it a blowout. Yeah. You'll love those. The vomit, oh my God, it's the worst. So, I mean, I've had to deal with kids with severe food aversions. Now he's eating pork ribs and chicken on the bone. I mean, he's come so far from that little 3-year-old that would chipmunk his food, and I would hover and go, eat it, open your mouth, show me. And I mean, we've gone to war before, and I think all I did was just scar him emotionally and scar myself emotionally. Yeah. So I have, and when you listen to these non-dads, or some dads, that so cavalierly tell you how horrible you are for feeding your kids that stuff all the time. I mean, it's tough. Yeah. kids and food aversions and food sensitivities and all that stuff.
Well,
I mean, I have a family member that still won't eat certain vegetables and blames their parents on not eating the vegetables and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's a tough one. I'll tell you, man, I don't trust anyone that's making it their part of their stick, because we all have a shtick online.
Yeah.
We all try to portray ourselves one way or the other. You know, I don't you don't ever see a video with me lying on my couch watching a podcast.
Right.
But I do that almost every single day.
Yeah.
But I don't really put that up on social media, right? So their shtick to feed their kid, you know, I maybe we really are coming. Who was that old lady from the South that used to cook the most crazy food? I think she eventually got canceled for her racist proclivities.
I know who you're talking about. I don't think I know her name though.
10 years ago I knew her name. That's how far out removed she is from culture now, right?
Yeah.
But that's what she did though, right? Southern comfort food was like all she made, and she was a big fat woman, bless her soul.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fat man. And she had like a TV show on Cooking Channel for making like this comfort food, right?
Yeah.
And that's been a thing forever. Maybe we are just now as a society really awakening to the idea of, it used to be comfort food was sort of a luxury that most people couldn't afford enough at the time, that it wasn't really a thing, I guess.
Right.
Maybe now comfort food has just become so easily accessible through fast food. Fast food and comfort food have become synonymous with each other.
Yeah.
That it's just, man, I want to encourage parents to not, feed their kid. I don't think most parents know. Like I still hear people argue with me that, well, I drink my soda because it's got to be better for me than diet soda. And I think, there's no way. How do you think that?
Yeah.
How do you think? Yeah, I could argue that neither of them are good for you.
Right.
But you're going to say that the saccharin or whatever it is that's in this Diet Coke is actually worse for you than this, basically the same stuff, but just an extra 160 grams worth of sugar in a little 12-ounce can.
The aspartame.
Maybe people just don't know. Is social media making it easier for people to learn basic nutritional facts with like animal-based meals and stuff like that versus all the old carbs that we're used to?
I think if you know how to navigate the internet, it's great to bring up the topic of say, hey, this is like following Sean Baker. He gets aggressive sometimes on certain things,
Sure.
But at the same time, like I still follow him because he can bring up certain points that I can go, oh, I'm gonna go do the research on my own. I'm not trying to go into it with too far left or too far right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to go down the middle of like, okay, I'm gonna find these researches and see which ones seem accurate, which ones seem like they might be skewed. If they seem skewed, why do they seem skewed?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not so much being more informed via social media, but at least bringing up the question more often, so that way, oh, you know what? That's a good point. I never thought about that. I'm gonna go look that up myself.
What's kind of your intentions with the nutrition this time?
Nutrition is going to be more because that was one thing that I just actually saw the other day. Of it's not about just eating meat. It's about eating meat, but making sure that it can get digested properly, making sure you get a good gut health, adding more greens to it, more fibrous things. And I don't know if it's true or not. I'm gonna see if it works for me.
Mm-hmm.
I can add more flavor to it. I can add different textures to it.
Can I recommend a great podcast to listen to?
Absolutely.
Go look up The Power Project, Ted Naiman.
Over the past, 60, 70 years of the obesity epidemic, the protein percent in America went from 15% down to 12.5%. And that sounds like a tiny change, but it basically explains a lot of the extra 500 or 600 calories everybody's eating a day that pretty much drove the entire obesity epidemic. So protein dilution with carbs and fats has been a huge problem. And so step one is like, eating enough protein. And so everyone should be, in my opinion, targeting protein, like every time you eat.
Did I ask you this already? Are you gonna go balls to the wall again this time, or are you gonna try to take a more moderate approach? Because I think balls to the wall for me, maybe it's not fair for me to lead you with what I think, but for me, balls to the wall, I think it just ends up people yo-yoing, right? What do you think?
If I gently dip my toe in and slowly step in, I'm more quick to get back out.
Yeah.
If I cannonball in the deep end, I got nowhere else to go but to stay there.
Yeah.
And that's what I fucking hate, is that I have to be like that. I have to be, this is it, no cheat day until next month. And even when the cheat day comes, you're maybe getting one meal. Like, it's got to be all or nothing for me, and I can't fucking stand it.
And are you going to do that for a set amount of time or a set amount of weight loss goal? What's sort of the plan with that?
I might treat it like I did the carnivore diet when I lost the 90 pounds of, the goal is 1 month. See how I feel at the end of the month. If I feel good and I don't feel like I need a cheat meal, we'll do another month.
Yeah, I vibe with you, dude. I get it. Part of me is even thinking like, yeah, dude, maybe that's what I need right now. Maybe I do need because I've said before, I don't like challenges. I think for most fat people, just getting off their ass and getting going and just having some basic health is a challenge enough.
Right.
And I think for a lot of people, the post-challenge swing back is like undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, how do you deal with that when that pendulum is going to want to swing back, right? How are you bracing for that? How are you preparing for that?
That's what kind of fucked me up the most when I lost that 90 pounds in the 6 months, is that went to Santorini and I ate all the clean food, because it's not fucking made in America. Mm-hmm. So it's clean food. Everything was raised on the island. I'm walking so much every fucking day, but while I'm there, I'm eating whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all clean, and I'm doing all this extra work. I actually came back lighter than when I had left.
Wow.
And then I get back and I'm like, oh, so I can just eat whatever I want and be totally fine. So I didn't make any changes. I didn't go back to what I was doing before I left.
Mm-hmm.
And still, no changes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, sweet. My body just learned, hey, just fucking burn it back up.
You're adapted. Let's go. Yeah.
And then next thing I know, man, I'm feeling kind of sluggish today. I get something on the scale today. Oh shit, I put on 10 pounds. Oh shit, 15. Oh, I gotta loosen my belt now. Fuck. So, that was the worst thing that could have happened, is that I didn't put any weight on immediately. Because then I thought, oh, everything's fine. Cool. We can just do this for another month or two and then I'll get right back on, right? Not quite. It was, it's been a struggle finding that motivation again. And that's one of the regrets I had, was that I didn't immediately get back on as soon as I got back.
Mm-hmm.
I got lazy and I got complacent, just like I was before when I was at 450.
Lost that sense of desperation, right?
Right.
Desperation starts many a diets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, at this time, I still have all these people cheering from the stands. Hey, great job! You look great. Blah blah blah. Because nobody will ever tell you that you're fat. They'll tell you how good you look now that you're not fat. Mm-hmm. And so I still had all these people. Hey, you look great. Like, what do you do? All that kind of stuff. And then that slowly started to fade away. And now I look back at the pictures and I was like, fuck, I put on so much weight. I look like shit again. And this is me talking to myself. I need to make a change. I'm going back. That depression's creeping back in. I need to get back in the fucking gym. So now it's like I said, I'm just kind of relearning it, trying to go through the same path I did before. Mm-hmm. We're just slowly getting into the gym where I'm back to 6 days a week. Mm-hmm. And the diet to come to work on that.
I believe it. You're gonna get it, dude.
Thank you.
What's your end goal?
Right now, the end goal, if I can get to 309, I'll be happy with that. Just because, like I said, for the competing for WRPF, I want to compete in the super heavyweight because there's less people that compete in there. Mm-hmm. But just going to nationals be a treat in and of itself.
You want to go to nationals?
Yeah.
That's the goal.
So,
I think it's time.
Yeah.
Let's call it.
All right.
All right, dude.
Good talking to you.
I love you, bro.
Love you too.